This island is one of the most beautiful islands that you have probably never even heard of. But for Brazilians, this is one of the most revered islands in the entire country. Now, this island is called Morro de Sao Paulo. It's spelled like Morro de Sao Paulo, but the double R is pronounced H in Brazilian Portuguese. And this island is a 2-hour ferry ride south of Salvador in the state of Bahia. Now, let me very quickly just correct myself before someone else does. Morro de Sao Paulo is technically not an island, it's just a village on the island of Ilha de Tinharé, as you see on the screen here. But I have circled Morro, as you see, and this is the main village on the island. This is where all the bars and the restaurants are, and this is where you're probably going to be staying. For me, if you are going to spend a few months in Brazil, you have to try and add Morro onto your itinerary, because this island is beautiful, the beaches are stunning, the restaurants and the food is really good. The cuisine in the state of Bahia is some of the best in Brazil, because you have the African culture and the African influence into the cuisine. The main town is full of really nice buildings, a nice church, lovely cafes, and also you've got some bars where you've got live Brazilian music, so you really get that stereotypical Brazilian vibe that you expect when you come to Brazil here on the island. It is really safe here too, you're not going to get robbed or kidnapped, and the island is vehicle free. You are not allowed to drive vehicles on the island unless you are the police or the ambulance. So overall, it creates a really nice island vibe mixed in with that vibrant, energetic Brazilian culture. It's a fantastic place to travel to. Now, hopefully that preamble has given you some impetus to try and get to the island, but how do you actually get here? This is what the video today is all about. Now, to get to Morro, first things first, you got to get yourself to Salvador. You can fly into Salvador. Salvador's got a big international airport, or you can take a bus into the main bus terminal, Terminal Rodoviário. Now, I've talked about this in my previous Brazil videos, but if you are traveling around Brazil by bus and you do not have a CPF identification number, which Brazilians have to have, then what you need to do is you need to use the BusBud website to book your bus tickets, because you do not need to enter a Brazilian CPF to use BusBud, whereas if you book buses directly with the bus companies in Brazil, you will need to enter a CPF number, so use BusBud. Now, either before you go to Morro or after you go to Morro, make sure you spend a few days in Salvador. Salvador is a fantastic city. It's one of the best cities in Brazil. It does have a bit of a bad reputation for its danger, and I won't lie, a lot of the city is pretty rough and a bit intimidating, but the historic old town of Salvador is one of the most beautiful old towns I've ever seen in my life. There is so much history, so much culture. As I alluded to before, the food in this part of the world is fantastic, and if you stick to the tourist areas, it's actually not that bad. Salvador, there is a massive police presence in the tourist zones, so you do feel quite safe. Now, to get from Salvador to Morro, you can book your tickets online. This coming up here is the website where you can book your ferry tickets. Don't worry, I will put a link below in the description and the comment section, so the link is below if you need to book your tickets. And this is what the website looks like here. You enter the date that you want to leave, you enter the date that you want to return, you just put in that you're going to Morro de Sao Paulo, and then once you've done that, you have two methods of transportation to get to Morro de Sao Paulo. Option one is the quickest option. It's the direct ferry from Salvador to Morro, 2 hours in the catamaran. Make sure for the ferry journeys that you get to your port of departure relatively early, because these ferries do leave quite promptly. In fact, my ferry on the way back to Salvador from Morro left 10 minutes earlier than scheduled, so do be aware that you should get there quite early. As I said, that is the first method. If you do get bad seasickness, you may not want to take the first method. You may want to go for the second option, though to be honest, when I did take these ferries, I didn't think the waves were that bad. I didn't think it was that choppy. I do guess it depends on the season. I visited Morro de Sao Paulo in April and the weather was quite nice, but the other option if you get bad seasickness is to take the semi-terrestrial journey. So this is a 3-stage journey. It actually works out cheaper than the direct ferry. So if you choose this second method, you take a quick little ferry over to Bom Despacho or Mar Grande, depending on which ticket you book. And then when you arrive, you all hop on a bus to the town of Valença, and then you get off the bus of Valença, and then you take another quick little ferry that gets you over to Morro. In fact, if you are unlucky and the weather is really bad, what they may do is they may completely cancel the direct ferries from Salvador to Morro. and you're forced to do this semi-terrestrial route, which is a bit of a pain, but this is the only option you have if the weather is really bad. And just to emphasize, this here is the Port of Salvador, Terminal Turístico Náutico de Bahia, and this here is the port of Morro when you arrive into Morro. So obviously, once you have bought your ticket online and you're ready to depart to Morro, you need to get to the Port of Salvador. Now, once you arrive, you've got to go to the ticket office. You've got to show the people here your ticket on your phone. You don't have to print off your ticket. You can just show the ticket on your phone, and you need to show them your ID or a passport. And then what they will do is they'll give you a wristband. You need to keep this wristband on you in order to board your boat, and they'll give you a little tiny ticket that you use to get through the barriers at the Port of Salvador. You can just about see the barriers on the clip here. You need to keep that ticket that the ticket lady gives you so that you can get through the barriers. So then you'll go through the barriers, you'll wait for your boat, you'll board your boat, and hopefully eventually you'll end up in Morro. Now, one thing that you need to know about Morro is that there is kind of like an entrance fee to enter the island, or more like an environmental protection fee for the island of Ilha de Tinharé. So what happens is that you get off the boat and you walk through this big pink gate, and what you'll see these guys wearing green shirts. You can probably just about see them there, and they're just going to point you left. Like, these green guys are going to stand there and point you to the left to this queuing place, and you queue up and you go inside the building. This is the inside here, and you pay your environmental protection fee on these card machines here. Or if you turn to the right on the screen here, you can go to the cashier and pay by cash. On these machines, you can use credit card, foreign bank card, it's all fine. And the fee itself is 50 Brazilian reais, so today about $8.50. Now, this price has changed over the years, it has increased. So if you are watching this in future years, the price may be different, but as of April 2025, at the time of recording, 50 reais is the environmental protection fee. Now, even though it's mandatory to pay this 50 reais fee to enter the island, I'm not gonna lie, the guys in the green shirts do not do a very good job of policing it and making everyone pay. The guys in the green shirts are just standing there pointing to the left. Yeah, go left in Portuguese. Yeah, go left. Half the guys aren't even watching properly. So if you are really tight and you don't want to pay the $8 fee, I'm not advising you do this. Please do not take legal action against me. This is not advice, but if you really don't want to pay the fee, you can probably just squeeze through the green guys. They're probably not going to care at all, and you can probably get onto the island without having to pay the fee. But you should pay the fee because it is legal and it is mandatory. Now, even though I did pay the fee, my apartment host did not check if I paid the fee. No one checked if I paid the fee, but your apartment host or your hotel may check. So it's probably just safe to pay the fee, even if you really don't want to. But now, fast forward a few days, you've enjoyed your time on Morro, but now it's time to come back to Salvador. What do you need to do? Of course, you need to go back to the pier again, and then you need to go to the ticket office here in Morro. You've got to show the lady your ticket that you bought online, and then you have to pay a 2 reais 10 cents fee, as you can see on the screen here. Again, this is April 2025. Inflation can happen, prices can change. And then you'll get a receipt with a barcode on it. You need to keep this receipt with the barcode on it because you use this receipt with the barcode to get through the barriers at the port of Morro. Then, as you're waiting for your ferry, it's very likely that this guy in blue or another guy wearing blue will come around and check your tickets on your phone. He will then give you a wristband. Again, you need to keep this wristband on you for the duration of your boat back to Salvador. If this guy is not around giving you the wristband, don't worry. Go through the barrier with the receipt that I showed you before. Go down to the pier and a guy will be there to give you a wristband. You just have to show your ticket first, of course. And then before you know it, you'll eventually be back to Salvador. Now, I am very interested to know how many of you watching this have been to Morro de Sao Paulo before. Comment below. Let me know if you have been here and let me know your experience of the island. Would you return? Would you recommend it? And of course, do feel free to comment any recommendations that you personally have for the island. It will be nice for viewers to know. Just one little thing that I would like to mention. Morro de Sao Paulo translates in English to Hill of St. Paul, the key word being hill. It is quite hilly, this village. So as soon as you arrive on the island and you've paid your environmental protection fee, yes, you have to walk up this hill that you see on the screen here. So if you have mobility issues, you may want to negotiate with one of the wheelbarrow guys that you see, for example, here right now. As soon as you land on the island, these guys are everywhere. You just have to negotiate a fee with them for them to carry your luggage up the hill. Now, if you did find today's video useful and helpful for your trip to Brazil, make sure that right now you click the like button because it really helps out the video. It promotes the video on the algorithm and it gives other travelers coming to Brazil a chance to see this video and learn more about Morro de Sao Paulo. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you get notified for all of my latest videos, and make sure finally you subscribe to my channel for more travel content. So thanks a lot for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.